Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be showing you my favorite products from high-end to drugstore. So one of each. So these would be the products that I would buy over and over again if I could only choose one product from each category. So if that's something that interests you, keep on watching. Alright guys, so the first category I'm going to be talking about is going to be face primer. So I'll start with the lower end side first, and then I'll talk about the more expensive one after. So of course, my favorite primer is going to be from e.l.f. and it is the Poreless Putty Primer. This stuff broke the internet. It's amazing. It makes your face look so blurred and it just makes your makeup last forever. So this is like my second container of it, and it is more of a putty texture than like a cream, and then you rub it in and it just feels so amazing on the skin. And this is very inexpensive for what it is and how long it lasts. Moving on to the more expensive category, it's going to be the Tatcha, the Liquid Silk Canvas. This stuff is amazing. It smells so good and leaves your face looking amazing. So you don't need too much. I mean, you obviously more than that need for your face, but it melts into your skin and just leaves a very nice base for your makeup. So the next items I'm going to be talking about is foundation. So for the lower end, I love the L'Oreal Paris Infallible 24 Fresh Wear Foundation. So mine is in the shade 415. So this is just a very nice coverage. It feels amazing. It says it's a natural finish, you can wear up to 24 hours, medium coverage, and it's air light. So it is very light on the skin and it just feels super nice. That's what I'm wearing today. As you can see, it's not super heavy. And then here it is. So yeah, I love this foundation. And then as far as the more expensive foundation, I really like the Tarte's Face Tape Foundation. I know it has mixed reviews, but for me it just works amazingly. And it is more of a high coverage foundation and it is buildable. And for me, my shade is 14H Fair Honey. So moving on to powders, from the drugstore, I really like the Airspun Loose Face Powder. So this is a very large container for what you get, and this is in shade Translucent. And then as far as upper end, I am in love with Beauty Bakerie's Flower Setting Powder. So I do have two. I use the Oat, which is a more white for under my eyes for brightening and baking. And then I use the Cassava powder, which is a little more yellow, but it's still pretty light for the rest of my face. This stuff goes on amazingly. It leaves for a flawless finish. It's very blurring and it just is amazing. So I 100% recommend this. The next items I'm going to be talking about is bronzer. So drugstore, I love the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This was very popular a while ago, but it is just a very buttery smooth texture. This is like my third one of this, and the formula is amazing. It's not too dark. They have one for every skin type, and this is in shade 6676. And then for the more high end, I love Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Bronzer. It smells like chocolate. It's a great shade for my fair skin, and I wouldn't recommend it, but it tastes good too. And it is just very silky, smooth, and it goes on great. Next, I will talk about concealer. So y'all already know that my favorite is going to be e.l.f.'s 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I just bought another one of these. This is probably my favorite concealer of all time, even over the high-end ones. It just is such a great coverage. It's buildable, and they have a very great shade range. Mine I use is in Fair Beige. And then for the more high-end, I like Tarte's Double Duty Beauty, their Face Shape Tape Concealer. This works good as well, but I just like e.l.f.'s more, surprisingly. This is in shade 20B, and that is light. So then here is the applicator. It's a little bit more of a bigger applicator, which is great. But yeah, I just like e.l.f.'s more. Then moving into blush, for the Drugstore, I like Milani's Baked Powder Blush. This is in shade Luminoso. And this is a great buildable blush. It's very beautiful in color. It's very creamy, and it's sheer enough to where you can build it up to make it more pigmented, or you can just use it for a nice little subtle color. So it's right there. And so I hardly put any on, but then if you add more, you can definitely build it up. Then for the more high end, I like Tarte's Amazonian 12-Hour Clay Blush, and this is going to be in shade Blushing Bride. They have a ton of different shades. I just like this one because it's not too crazy for my skin tone. This one is super creamy and beautiful as well. And putting it next to that one, I need more on my finger. So this is more of a subtle blush. It's not too crazy, which I like, because my face is already fairly red, so I don't want it to be crazy red on top of each other. The next item I have is going to be highlighter. So I really like Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter as well, but I just threw mine away because it like exploded everywhere. So in place, I really like e.l.f.'s Glow Gleam Beam Highlighter Palette. It has a ton of different shades. They are all stunning. It's very buttery and soft, and it just is a very good highlighter palette that you can get at Walmart or the drugstore. So I'll swatch a couple of them. So there's one, there's one, there's one. So you can see they're all pretty nice, shimmery, blinding highlights for a fraction of the cost of what some could be, and you get 6 in that. And then for high end, I love Becca's Shimmering Skin Perfector, and this is in Vanilla Quartz, and I've been using this for years. I have made a little dent in it, but it just is so beautiful, so buttery, so soft, and look at how stunning that is. So it's right there, and it's definitely buildable, and it just has such pretty finish to it. So this is my all-time favorite, I'm assuming. I also really like Beauty Bakerie's highlighter palette, their Blush and Honey palette, if you want one that has 4 highlighters in it, but I love the Becca one. Next, we are going to go into lippies. So I have a couple, but for my cheaper option, I really love NYX's Butter Lipstick and their Butter Gloss. These are probably one of my first lipsticks I ever bought, and they just always continue to blow me away with how smooth and soft they go on. So the lipstick is going to be in shade Boardwalk Promenade, and then the Butter Gloss is in shade Madeline. So these are both super pretty shades. This one is getting down to the wire. I'm going to need more of it pretty soon. But they're just great nude everyday shades. And I like matching those two together. So for high end, for lipstick, I'm loving MAC's Satin Lipstick in shade Brave. That's what I have on today. It's a super pretty everyday color, and it's just gorgeous. It goes on and it stays for a while. And then, so I have a liquid lipstick and then a gloss. So these are both from Beauty Bakerie. I will probably never buy a liquid lipstick from anywhere else because this stays forever. Literally, it lasted like the entire day, even through eating. So there it is right there. This is their metallic one. I got it in a mystery box. And then this gloss, this is in shade Jelliana, The other one was in shade Rose Pose. But here is Jellyana. It is a super pretty, just sheer gloss. It is right there. So the next products are going to be eyeshadow. So this is so hard for me, but I'm pretty sure my favorites from the drugstore, so I'm going to do two categories. One's going to be a more everyday look, and one's going to be for more playful looks. So for the everyday looks, I love e.l.f.'s bite-size eyeshadow palettes. So I couldn't pick one, but I have all of them. One of my more favorites is probably the Rosewater palette. I'll just go through all of them. And then there is the Jalapeno palette. Another favorite of mine is going to be the Cream and Sugar palette. Truffles is also very pretty for everyday looks. I see you. I don't know how to say that word. Pumpkin Pie is also gorgeous for fall. This is going to be Carnival Candy. And then this is Berry Bad. And this one is also one of my favorites. So these are great for everyday looks. You can pick any one of those up for, I believe they are $3. The pigment on those is incredible. There's minimal fallout and they're just very creamy. So I would recommend picking all of those up if you don't have them in your collection. For the lower end crazy palette, I love the Profusion Spectrum palette. You can get this on Amazon and I think it was $7. But these shades are incredible. So I'll just swatch a couple. So this is going to be Rain, Rave, Lucky, and Beat. So that was just one pass through. They're so creamy, they're so pigmented, they're so buildable, they blend together beautifully, and this palette is just incredible for the cost. So yeah, that is on Amazon. And for high end, for my everyday wear, I will definitely choose the Morphe 35F Fall into Frost palette. So this is one of my favorite palettes for everyday and for fall. It's so pretty. All of the shades are gorgeous. It has a ton of shimmers and also some mattes, and it's just a very pretty palette. I love it. So there's one, and I'll do a matte. So these shades are just beautiful. The formula is everything. And it is so gorgeous. So that is probably my favorite Morphe palette, hands down. I probably like it even more than the James Charles palette. And it is just stunning. Moving on to my crazy palette. This is probably my favorite palette of all time, and it is going to be Glamlite's Cake palette. Number one, this packaging is so freaking cute. It tells you the nutrition facts, but it also says the ingredients down there. I use this for all of my looks when I want to go out of the box. It is just absolutely stunning. So here is shade Carrot. We have Cranberry, Birthday Cake, and Purple Frost. So as you can tell already, these are just super pigmented. And it's not hard to see why this is my favorite palette. So look at those shades. Look how pigmented they are. That was one pass through. Look at that Carrot Cake shimmer. They are so powdery. Sorry, not so powdery. They're so buttery, so soft, so amazing. And I will rave about this palette to the day I die. I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to see what else they come out with. But yeah, even from the packaging, you should buy this just to have it in your collection, but also because these shadows are amazing. Moving on to liner. So for Drugstore, I love e.l.f.'s, just a little $2 eyeliner. This is in shade black, and I've bought this probably 15 times. It lasts a long time, it's long wearing, it doesn't bleed into your hand, and you can get very precise with it, but also very big lines with it. This one is a little bit dried out because it's one of my older ones because I was just grabbing one in my drawer, but even still, look at how good that is. It doesn't bleed into my hand at all, and it just does a very good job. For my more expensive one, I love Stila's Stay All Day Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. I need another one of these, but this is my tried and true eyeliner. I absolutely love it. I will continue to probably just try other eyeliners, but it works so good. It's very pigmented, especially when you have a new one. This one's probably a year old. I got it for my wedding, but I love both of these. For mascara, so my favorite mascara all time is going to be Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. I wear this pretty much every single day of my entire life. I love the wand on it. It just makes your eyes pop, makes your lashes so full, so lush, and it's amazing. Then the Drugstore is going to be L'Oreal Paris's Voluminous Lash Parade. So that's what I have on my eyes today. It separates your lashes very well. It's kind of the same wand. I'm pretty sure it's a dupe for the Better Than Sex mascara because it works very similarly. So I love both. Moving on to lashes. So I don't buy a ton of cheap lashes because most of my lashes actually come from like boxes. But ones that I think look pretty good are going to be the Sassy and Chic lashes, and these are from the Dollar Tree. So they're super cute. They come with glue, so you really can't beat these for $1. And my favorite lashes of all time are going to be Lily Lashes and Miami Lashes. These are so full, so gorgeous, so beautiful. They last forever, and they're just so well made. So Lily Lashes definitely knows their stuff. And then moving into brows. So another thing from e.l.f., I love their brow pencils. This was 50 cents on clearance, and it has a spoolie, and it lasts such a long time. You can get so precise with it, and they have so many different shades. This one's a little lighter than I normally do, but it was 50 cents, so I was trying to make it work. And my high end is going to be the $1 Billion Brows Universal Brow Pencil. So this is a spoolie, and it has this end right here. This is what I use for my brows every single day. And this one is a little bit darker, but I absolutely love it. I normally like anything that's from $1 Billion Brows, so it's hard to beat their stuff for brow products. And lastly is going to be setting powder, or setting spray, sorry. So I pretty much only use my tried and true setting spray, which I'll talk about after this one. But I got this one from Walmart, and it is the Wet n Wild Coconut 3-in-1 Setting Primer and Prep Refresh Mist. This one smells really good. It works pretty decent, so if you're on a budget, this one is pretty good. But my all-time favorite is going to be Morphe's Continuous Setting Mist. This just works so good because it is continuous and it is a very fine mist, and it makes your makeup last all day. This was a toss-up between the Urban Decay's All Nighter Setting Spray, but I just like this one way more because it is so fine and it makes your makeup last all day. So yeah, that would be my all-time favorites for makeup so far. Go ahead and let me know if you also chose any of these as your all-time favorites. And go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks!